Hello everybody and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at the last two matches of the Battle of Gladiators tournament. We've got SUNTZU versus the Kingdom clan with a lot of their mercenaries. So let's take a look how this goes. This is one of the shorter battles. It was just a 14-minute battle. But let's take a look how it went down. So we've got SUNTZU using the same build that they used the last time. We've got Zhuge Liang crossbowmen, Germanicus medium swords, Boudica dogs, Guan Yu glaives, Scipio cavalry, Leonidas spears and pikes, and what was his name? Hannibal elephants. On the other side, we have the, let's see, Arminius dogs, an interesting choice. I believe Leonidas spears. We have Liu Bei swords, also an interesting choice. I always was wondering if he was tournament compatible, if he could have a good show. We've got Kanane archers, which is also a good choice for ranged, and we've got Vercingetorix what's its name? Not glaives, foxes. So yeah, we've got a very diverse team over here with one cavalry, one range, and the rest of them infantry. Let's see how this one pans out in the 7 versus 7 battle. We've got the Kingdom clan running up very quickly, trying to take the position atop the hill. Also scouting and having an active defense on Delta. SUNTZU, on the other hand, is leaving 2 units over here and sending 1 spear and their cavalry and 1 elephant to Charlie to secure the area early. So we've got some early engagement over here. We've got the dogs charging into the infantry, slowing them down, so that did not pan out very well. We've got glaives being used as the frontliners. When they can combine their defensive abilities quickly, they can reduce the burst damage of the dogs. And since the Arminius does not have Rebellion, you've got the dog handlers filling the gaps in the fight. With the activation of Rebellion and God of War together, they become wrecking balls. Just look at these dogs and glaives doing so much damage, and all of these units getting healed at the same time, taking very little damage while dealing tremendous amounts of damage. They are just wrecking through that vengeance. We've got other glaives fighting the foxes, and the dog handlers fighting against the foxes. Two foxes versus 1 dog handler is an interesting engagement. We've got 1 fox that is retreating, and at the same time SUNTZU is sending cavalry to deny healing. Very nice move on Quo's part and the entire clan, and they quickly get on top of the point on Echo. The Kingdom clan is stopping them, trying to buy some time before the capture. We've got a major engagement going on from Alpha to Delta. They've realized they have the advantage here, but the Leonidas is holding the line as long as he can. The goal here for the SUNTZU clan is to capture Echo before they lose Alpha to gain the point advantage. And in 40 seconds, Charlie will unlock. We see Leonidas holding alone Alpha for a very long time over here. While the Echo is being captured, the zone has been denied. Echo has been captured. Alpha has not been neutralized yet. All thanks to the great plays by Brenter. And now the Alpha is getting decapped. See, Charlie is about to get unlocked in a few seconds. So SUNTZU is sending a lot of units to Charlie. And their plan is to hold these 3 points for as long as possible. These dogs have been sent to Echo, but there are no units in here, so these dogs are just standing idle. But the cavalry being dead, and in terms of damage, SUNTZU has a very slight advantage. None of the units have gained any chevrons as of yet, so we have no chevron advantage. And the SUNTZU quickly captures Charlie. Brenter calls back to base to regenerate his other 2 units with a planned attack on Alpha. So now, even though the SUNTZU team has lost Alpha, they have gained Echo faster, which let them send units to Charlie, and all they need to do now is to defend Charlie. We have the Kingdom team. reinforcing and healing on Alpha. And SUNTZU team is scouting with an elephant, but they are unable to do much. We've got additional attack with Foxes onto the point Echo. SUNTZU has left 3 units at Echo because if they can hold Echo, Bravo is locked, giving them 2 points. And obviously now Glaives and Cavalry assaulting Alpha, just headed towards Alpha to see what's going on. These units over here have lost a lot of time trying to gather up. Now they're just skirmishing against Charlie. Their 2 swords can definitely beat this 1 glaive and elephant, but the elephants will buy them more than enough time. These elephants are just playing around with these archers, dodging their arrows very handily and just buying time. At this point, the time is on the SUNTZU team's side. Point Charlie has been unlocked. We have an engagement over here with the Germanicus infantry right by Charlie, but the crossbows are over here as well. Germanicus infantry intercepts the Foxes, preventing them from entering, but these additional Foxes are now getting into the point. Oh, Glaives have made a major mistake over here by leaving Charlie. Now this Germanicus has to fight 2-on-1 to chase the Sword Guard, but the Foxes the Glaives looks like they set their sight on getting the alpha point. Echo is currently being attacked by individual units of dogs. Let's take a look. Those dogs have a very strong charge at initial attack. We see them already taking out 30%, 50% of the unit's HP. But the elephant here is what's defending it, and these spears and the infantry is definitely going to be more than a match for those. But the Germanicus infantry dead thanks to the units that were fighting in this tall grass. We now have a handy assault going towards Alpha. We got some cavalry on cavalry action, some infantry joining into it. The elephants are doing tremendous work over here in defending and contesting points. Now we see Leonidas spears going in to deny healing, which is a very important job when it comes to competitive play. Because there are a lot of strategies that are centered around being able to heal, such as sending in the dogs, letting them heal every 15 seconds, things of that sort. So one mistake that the Kingdom clan is doing is that they're not fighting on the point, they're not contesting those points. Instead, they're just focusing on the capture or nothing. What they should be doing is fighting on the point to deny their enemy from capturing the like getting more points towards victory. Now we have a Leonidas on Foxes. Now Foxes do ignore shield defense, but Leonidas, being completely overpowered, should be able to make a quick work of them. And now we have the Guan Yu infantry after having had beaten the swords in front of them. They're now gathering up and now contesting the point over here. Leonidas gives them a shield bash. They respond with a Green Dragon Strike combined with a parry. And now they are fully buffed up with Battle Cry. They got the Confident buff, increasing their defense and attack. And now those glaives are now doing more damage to the spears than the spears are doing to them. And of course, as Phalanx gets fatigued, they will not be able to do any damage, or just very little damage to those glaives. And now we see exactly that happening, with each hit causing over 100 damage. And now, oh, we have a major charge by the dog handlers of Boudica because of her first ability, Fury. But yeah, these archers should have been kiting around those dogs, and now these units in melee are just finishing these up and eating up those spears. There now the SUNTZU team is taking Alpha while Echo is still just being contested. The elephants here are doing a tremendous job, because without having a hard counter to elephants, there is just not much that the Kingdom team can do against those elephants, preventing capture. Point Alpha has been flipped. Oh, the Kingdom Cavalry has joined the fray against Alpha, but they're not stopping the capture, so SUNTZU team is able to earn more points towards victory. Let's speed things up a bit and see how they go. The cavalry has decided to retreat. They looks like they are going towards preventing healing, but additional cavalry comes in, charges in there, routs them all very handily, very quickly, and we also see that the SUNTZU team has an advantage on the chevrons, 3,000 versus 1,000. I'm really not seeing much of a... Like, the SUNTZU team has not only won on the points on this tactical victory, but also on the terms of attrition, they have been victorious. Those are the two major things that you need to take into account when considering which team has the advantage. The chevrons and the points. The question is, will your chevrons be able to make up the difference? And now we have this cavalry doing a tremendous job with Scipio, with Oath of Perseverance charging right into these units, preventing them from coming into Delta. These additional cavalry and dog handlers capturing Delta, letting the SUNTZU team get all the 5 points. Especially because the SUNTZU team now has more chevrons, their units are just straight up stronger, and the way the calculations for attack and defense works, these small differences can add up to a lot of damage. We have Kingdom Cavalry charging, Lord Commander Guts charging into Mistru, but these glaives block their charge, and the crossbows make a short work of the remaining cavalry. And now all the remainder cavalry retreats from the battlefield. Charlie is under a heavy attack by Kingdom. They have more units now. They can only respawn at their base. Echo is being defended. Charlie is being defended. Now this is always an interesting dilemma. Do you leave the units to defend, or do you leave them more to attack? Wouldn't that be better? In competitive setting, you should always leave them to defend. You should always have units to defend, because the backcapping is really a major problem. You can always have cavalry running around, as we have seen in the previous battle. It resulted in the enemy cavalry not having any points to capture and just wasting all of its time. And these units are not exactly being wasted. They are defending these points. These 2 points, just holding 3 points, is already giving you the victory over time. So the time is already on your side. It's buying you time. This game mode is all about buying time and having time on your side. After all, you can heal, you can respawn. As such, you will want your stats and time on your side. That's what this is all about. So now we have these crossbow on archer duel, but these crossbows, they are currently rank 2 versus the rank 1 archers. Their body armor is higher, their damage is higher, penetration damage is higher. It is just not much they can do right now. SUNTZU team is gaining almost 10 points a second. Let's speed this up, and last units on Charlie have been destroyed. The SUNTZU team is healing up at Point Charlie and is now headed towards the only spawn point that the Kingdom team has. Kingdom is trying to capture Delta real quick. These glaives are standing close to Delta. This is kind of like an active defense measures, keeping a unit between the enemy spawn point, and the SUNTZU gains victory.